Good afternoon and welcome to our good friends here, Zach and the New Men. Just want to really introduce you guys to the wider world and just get you guys to tell us about where you've come from, because you've blown us away. First time we saw you was a couple of weeks ago when you played for us at Fuel. So just tell us a bit about how you guys got started and introduce yourselves.
Do you want to introduce first?
My name's Ollie. I just play the guitar for the band, I guess. And maybe a bit of vocals from time to time.
Yeah, my name's Will and I play drums for the band.
I'm James, I'm the bassist.
I'm Zach and I'm the front man of the band. And the way the band kind of came together was myself, Will and Ollie were all comprehensive together. And they're both the year above me and they did music GCSE and I did music GCSE but the year below. And we kind of just collided with each other by accident one day, like in the music room, and we just started jamming out with each other and didn't really think much of it. And then me and Will started like writing songs together because we wanted to start gigging, and then we figured that we really need an extra sound to it, and so we added Ollie because he did keys and guitar at the time. And then when
I don't play piano anymore, do I?
no, he's quit that. And then Ollie and Will went to college and scavenged James from their college class.
Found me and
Dragged him along.
dragged me along.
Dragged along to Zach's farm for a jam.
Come and jam, here I am, like
Never
a couple
officially.
years later. Still being dragged along.
So it came to be that, within a year or two, you're releasing your first single last year? Second Chance.
So, was it last year now? Yeah.
Yeah, it was early
So,
last year.
Yeah, last year.
No more than us.
So it was a Second Chance we first put out, and at the time I was still in comprehensive, so I let like my whole school know that it was getting released, and we got a bit of traction on that. And at the time it was just us three at that time, and I think it was Lead Me On which we'd scavenged James by, and he finally played the bass part on that, and then all the other songs after that. And it's just really taken off. We started off doing pub gigs and stuff like that. I think we did about 24 pub gigs before we did our first originals gig in the bunkhouse in Swansea. And then as soon as we got a taste of what it's like to play in an originals band and have the crowd on your side, and we just knew that was kind of what we wanted to do, and we're just really striving to do that now.
Yeah. Because that first single was really exciting. It's got a bit of Hendrix, got Stevie Ray Vaughan, some Zepp in there. Where do your influences come from?
Do you want to go through?
Well, I actually, when I first started playing piano, it was just jazz for me.
Wow,
Jazz
okay.
and maybe a little bit of blues.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just listened to that. And then I got really into classical, but that was never that it didn't go into our music at all. But it was when I met Zach and Will, when my music, really like widened its variety. But yeah, it was just jazz for me, and that's a lot of my influence. But I guess it doesn't really seep into our music as much.
I wonder if it does sort of come through subconsciously.
Maybe, we'll see in the future when we release more, don't we?
Yeah, for me it's sort of the same. Like I love my jazz and stuff like that, but I was sort of raised on, even before I started playing the drums, country music, so stuff like Garth Brooks.
Another genre.
So I've always liked that sort of music, and then when I started playing drums, I sort of looked at the greats, the John Bonham, who I take a huge influence off, and even Buddy Richmond, going back to the jazz influence, and then more of the rock, sort of the Royal Blood and those sort of people of the world, I guess. So yeah.
I was raised on like Metallica from like a young age, being put to sleep as a great Master of Puppets in the background. My music taste is so broad, which is great to have a bunch of guys who are just open to every type of music. I think it's hard to find genres of music that we will say we dislike, because we like good songs rather than
hating on certain genres.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's
if a song's good, we think it's good. Yeah, I love heavy music to like one man acoustic guitar stuff. So yeah, it's all over the map really for me.
Yeah, for me it was, as soon as I picked up the guitar, it was, well, I typed in Google who's the best guitarist in the world, and Jimi Hendrix came up, and so instantly I was like gravitated towards Jimi Hendrix, and then through that I found Stevie Ray Vaughan as well, and that was for about 3 years, that was all I listened to, was just the blues, like B.B. King, Albert King, Eric Clapton. I think that's definitely, you can hear that in our music.
Most certainly, there's definitely a depth of maturity, but that breadth, which the four of you just enlightened us upon, of different influences.
Yeah, and you can hear that in the guitar solos.
Yeah.
Well, I'd hope so. But yeah, I think also, what I bring to the sound as well is I like to keep it simple. Like with blues music, you're only playing one note, and that's definitely what, just if you can get one sound to sound
Gotta
good.
make it count, don't you?
Yeah,
So I think with blues it can be sometimes the note you don't play.
Yeah, we love our like stops and our gaps
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's for sure.
No, I mean, I think recently though, like, what's the most influenced on our music is just the modern rock sound, or the dirty rock, like Royal Blood, Cleopatra, and that sort of stuff. And that's what really influences, the main sound you hear first.
Yeah.
And then when you delve deeper into the music, I guess our influences come out that way.
Yeah, because you've got that sort of nice gritty, as you say, a dirty sort of blues. Almost, there's like, I don't know, there's just some sort of driving force in there that comes through.
That's Will, that is. 4 on the floor.
There's one song there, mid-song, and the whole song almost stops, and the drums tumble through, and it gives it a break you don't expect. And I can't remember, forgive me, I can't remember which song that was.
Probably Walking, right?
Yeah, drum break.
Because you've put a lot of work into the 6 songs you've released so far, lyric videos with every one of them. You're getting decent figures already on Spotify.
Yeah, we're trying to, the traction we've got, like, for how long we've been going, we're just blown away by it. It's really like struck us and like given us a drive and motivation, like to have the kind of like reach we're getting at the moment so early on is just really flabbergasting to us. It's awesome.
Because there must be something over here in the water, the amount of bands that we've connected with, and I'm sure you're fully aware of. I mean, starting with like the Bullet guys from Ogmore Vale, Bridge End, Funeral for a Friend, then the next sort of wave, you've those Damn Crows, Scarlet Rebels. Do they sort of drive you along to aspire you to get to?
Yeah, definitely, because we've seen like Revival Black and like Florence Black and stuff like that, all those bands, and we can see they're like a few levels above us, and we're definitely striving to get to that level, and that's what we kind of see ourselves doing in the next like couple of years, really, just getting that level and that kind of fan base and growth. And
I think like if there weren't bands like that, like Revival Black, that were just that next step above us, we'd be reaching for Royal Blood status, and that's such a huge distance from where we are. It quite put us down a little bit, but if we realise there's steps to this,
there's
it definitely pushes us.
Yeah, because you don't want to be playing the clubs forever.
No.
You've got to be pushing, aiming.
I've seen the Funeral for a Friend live, and it's quite nice to see. It's a group of boys from South Wales, group of boys from our area up on that stage playing to thousands and thousands of people.
Which shows it can be done, you
can
achieve
they're
that.
thinking, that can be me.
Yeah.
Which is quite a nice thought.
That's exciting. That's really exciting, We caught you at Fuel, you played for us at very short notice, and you blew the place away. And I was like, wow, just seeing that much energy and that much technical ability. I was like, oh yeah, there's something really special about these guys. Promise you, this band is really good. They're incredibly modest. And we got that new single, Birdcage, coming out. I haven't heard it yet. I had a couple of plays on BBC Wales, I believe.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about it and what we can expect from the release on Friday.
So Birdcage is definitely, compared to our other songs, it's definitely the most fast-paced, in-your-face like kind of song. It doesn't kind of stop; it just keeps smacking in your face.
It does hit you like a brick wall at the start, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sort of starts there and goes even higher.
Sweet.
It's a really, I don't know, it's got all of our technical abilities all built into it, like Will's drums specifically, like the type of like fills and like stuff he's doing in there is really showing him off. And
I think it's the most demanding song I've ever written drums for. Because I was recording a music video and I know what I played, but I was like, hang on a minute, what is that? And
You actually have to work it
I
out.
have to work out what I play, because like sometimes when I'm recording I just go in and here's the song and I just like play. But I think personally it's our best song so far. So
yeah, because you're not afraid to tackle different topics, social blur, about social media and that.
yeah,
Would you like to talk a little bit more about that for us?
yeah, sure. There's almost so that's
I think it's the effect. It's written on the effect, or from what I take it. I think it can be interpreted in different ways, but from what I took of it is that the effect of social media on the young person or people of our age and how it can affect you mentally.
Yeah.
Social media has a very positive side to it, but it also has an incredibly dark side to it as well.
Well, if you just listen to the
Yeah.
news, isn't it? It's all over that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's incredibly brave for guys, I don't want to sound patronising, of your age to tackle these sort of issues head on.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that now, it bodes well for your future releases.
Yeah, I think so. And we've got a few releases coming up in the next, probably a year, which are much more thought-provoking with the lyrics, and we'll look and see what will really happen with those kind of
Yeah.
things.
Wow. That's good. So you're talking about future releases coming through. What plans have you got? Have you got a plan to put these together in an EP or an album?
So the way we've always looked at it is releasing an EP or an album at the stage we're at. It's like we'll put it out and then we're like, whoa, and then
Just die off.
after a month it's all gone, all the hype's gone. So what we're wanting to do is every month just release a new single, so that growth is constantly just taking us somewhere.
It never really has time or a chance to die out.
Yeah, the interest.
So it's just the way, most bands are doing it now. That way. You don't really see bands our stage releasing loads of EPs, or maybe 2 EPs in a year or something. I just don't think it's the right way to do it at the moment.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
We have thought about it, but as you said, it's just the constant putting out content, and it's not just the single that comes out with it. It's the music videos, it's the lyric videos, it's the posts on Instagram. So our presence is bigger. Whereas we feel if we released an EP at this point, we'd just, as Zach said, it'd just be a massive hype and then it'd die off, and we'd, there's quite a lot of songs in that.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, as
Yeah.
well. So.
That's a really interesting way, because the old way of back in the rock and roll apprentice, if you like to call it that, was record, tour.
Yeah.
It's a very much a different ball game now for bands like yourselves starting out, and I've never really thought of that. So
It's definitely with the social media as well playing a part in that, because all your growth is from social media. That's what everyone's looking at nowadays. If they're picking up bands, there's the odd chance someone will see you live, but if they check you out and your socials aren't on point, then they think they're having second thoughts. Really, it's definitely something we've had to think about.
excellent. And tonight we've got you playing with Mother Vulture.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
How are you guys with that?
That is awesome, yeah. And because me and the boys, over the last few weeks, we've been really listening to their songs and listening to their sound, and I've watched loads of their live performances, and it's definitely a band on the same kind of vibe as us,
Yeah.
performance-wise, sound-wise, and it's going to be a pleasure to play with them tonight.
I think it's going to be totally sick, and I'm just looking forward to it. Those guys blew the roof off two open air festivals at Call of the Wild and Steelhouse we were at, and I think in time we want to see you guys. I think you've got the talent to go that sort of direction as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear them play the new single. Well, is it the latest single, Honey?
Yeah.
Oh, the second
Yes.
latest.
Honey,
Yeah.
So that's really what I'm excited to hear, live as well. The guitar players, the way he plays the riff is really cool.
I mean, that is one beautiful scratch.
Oh yeah.
He's got
It's a hollow body, right? It's like
Is it the green one you're on about?
Yeah, he's got
Yes.
and a bright pink one, hasn't he?
He got like it's the same guitar but different colours or something like that.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
I know.
So yeah, so we got all that, and we really want to just get you guys pushed on so that you are in the thoughts of festival organisers like Love Rocks, like Steelhouse, like Call of the Wild. Let's make this year and next year your year.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.